What you shouldn't do with buckets. The S.C.A.M.P.E.R project. What does S.C.A.M.P.E.R stand for? I have no idea. Honestly. I mean, all I know is that it stands for substitute, combine, add, modify, put to another use, eliminate, and reverse. Number 1, bucket that has a trombone slide as a handle. You know, as you always do, since, you have insurance, you have the money, you're irresponsible, and you dropped out of elementary school. So you do this. Not recommended. Number 2, handle connected to a
handle.
Yep, connected to a handle. Number 3, rocket bucket. Send it to Mars. This actually could be useful. Like, I don't know, put water in. Actually, moving fast would get rid of the water. I mean, if you put a lid on it, you could transport water while wasting a bunch of gas. You could also, like, make it a time capsule, send it to space. No one's ever getting that time capsule for another solid 100 years, maybe. So, if you don't want to see what's in that time capsule, then do this. Number 4, monitor bucket. This is literally just a bucket with a monitor on it, as you always do, because it's epic. But besides that, nothing much to it actually. Number 5, bear trap bucket. This is very immoral. You should not be putting bear traps in bucket. In fact, this would only be allowed in Florida, the Russian tundras and forests to catch bears, and active war zones. Besides those two, I doubt you're going to be getting much use of it. Number 6, OTM gear bucket from the anime Attack on Titan. This bucket can grapple hook with extreme speed across cities, transporting nothing because everything would fall out unless you put a lid on it. But as we know, buckets with lids are non-existent. You could also just, like, instead of people, it's just buckets. Number 7, bucket helmet. All you have to do is just add the the grates right there. Or if you don't want to be able to see through your bucket, you could add a towel under it, and then you could wear it while being blind but still be comfortable. In fact, why not take it up a notch and put lamb's wool inside? Put wool inside. Number 8, bullseye, or as I like to call this, bucket's eye. Mainly for accuracy training of long-range weapons such as bows, crossbows, and others. This can also be used as a way, to throw javelins. If your javelins can pierce through 2 millimeter thick metal, I don't know if it's iron. I don't own this bucket, but if it could, then this is perfect for javelin practice for the Olympics that will never happen. Number 9, golden bucket. Who needs metal iron buckets or plastic buckets even when you can have a gold bucket? I mean, why else would you need a gold bucket other than to flex on people the amount of money you have and how stupid you can make your decisions? You will definitely regret this choice once you are $250,000 in debt. Number 10, spiked bucket. This mainly used in this is a modified version of logs with spikes on them. You know, traps found on islands in war zones. This will definitely help scare the children away from your lawn. Number 11. Now, you may be able to put mangoes inside a bucket, but you can also put boxes on your back. So I decided to fuse these and make them bucket on your back that carries mangoes. I mean, how else are you going to transport it? With wheels? Cars don't exist. Number 12. This this is a war crime. You know, putting Legos inside a bucket, then scattering them across your lawn. Uh, the kids will never return ever again if you do this. Do not do this because your car's tires will pop. Run, Timmy, run. Number 13. Use it to collect the taxes people owe you. Now, this would only happen in Chicago, but if you do live in Chicago and people do owe you money, just take a bucket with you and ask them for the money they owe you. That way you don't have to use the bat. I meant the more dangerous bat. I meant the even more dangerous bat. Exactly. Well, at least they'll remember to pay your taxes. Number 14. Bucket with no air. This bucket, you eliminate the air and space that's inside the bucket. But in order to do this, you would have to eliminate air from the entire atmosphere. So that would never fill with air. It can still fill with not air. But there's no air, which means you choke. But that's okay, because in your final hours, you have the masterpiece that is bucket with no space before death themselves comes for you.
Number 15, Burger
Number 15,
handle.
with no bucket. It's there's literally no bucket. This I have to eliminate. So it's either the bucket or the handle. This is funnier. It's almost as good as the genius that is brim with no Yankee. Number 16, invisible bucket. Number 17. Yeah, okay, so to reverse this, I just place the air where the plastic bucket would be and put the plastic bucket where the air would be. The handle doesn't touch anything. This phenomenon, this anomaly causes the bucket or the inside of the bucket that is now the plastic to float. You know, because that's just how it works. You don't question it.